What's going on? I want to welcome in our new audience here. We got over 2,000 new subs this past week. And Chat Sports, we are a live and interactive YouTube channel where we talk about NFL news, rumors, and a lot more than that. And today's show, we're doing the NFL winners and losers of free agency. Let's talk about the first winner here. We got the Arizona Cardinals. DeAndre Hopkins, enough said.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as they made that trade, that was going to make them one of, if not the biggest free agency winners, regardless of what day of free agency it is now. Look, that's highway robbery. You can't pull off this trade in Madden. They gave up David Johnson and a second for DeAndre Hopkins, essentially. They swapped fourth-round picks, basically, as well. That's a joke. I mean, David Johnson got benched at the end of last season because he was so bad, and Kenyon Drake was so much better, and they get the best receiver in the NFL for this?
It's laughable.
It's a disgrace is what it is. Bill O'Brien should be fired. The Texans just set themselves back a couple of years with this trade.
I mean, honestly. Not only that, how are you going to be able to look Deshaun Watson in the eyes and say, hey, we want to build around you and we want to bring you in as our leader for the future? If I'm Deshaun Watson, this move tells me one thing. We're not trying to win, and I'm trying to go elsewhere.
I agree.
So we want you to get your votes in right now, okay? Will the Cardinals be a playoff team next season? So will the Cardinals be a playoff team next season? We want you to type Y for yes or type N for no. It's a tough question because of that division, the NFC West, with the Seahawks, the Rams, and the 49ers, but there is an extra playoff spot.
Yep. And I think with the Rams moves, and we may be talking about them in our loser section in a minute, there's an argument to be made that Arizona has passed them in that division.
Okay. I'll say this, though. It is pretty split right now. I'll still say 60% of the votes are coming in with N for no. Let us know if the Cardinals make the playoffs. Y for yes, N for no. One team that I thought was going to make the playoffs last year didn't happen, the Cleveland Browns, but they are winners here in free agency.
There's no excuses in 2020 for the Browns. You had a ton of talent last year. You had a terrible head coach and an arrogant quarterback, and it didn't work, and a receiver who was a diva in Odell Beckham Jr. You hit the reset button. You got Kevin Stefanski. Look at the players they've added. Hooper, you got a left tackle in Jack Conklin. Karl Joseph is a good player. Billings. Got a lot of pieces in free agency to an already talented roster. If you don't make the playoffs next year, you're just cursed. Like, I don't know, like, what else the Browns can do at this point to put together a winning roster because they have really good talent in Cleveland.
The next winner here, it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You go out, you get Tom Brady. What about this, Harrison? The Super Bowl this year is in Tampa Bay. Will the Buccaneers become the first team ever to play a Super Bowl at home?
I don't think so, but I think they're a playoff contender, and
okay.
I mean that's a lot more than they've been in a long time. Second longest playoff drought in the NFL. You get Tom Brady, you bring back Shaq, Barrett, and Jason Pierre-Paul, and supposedly a lot of free agents are interested in going there. Maybe Todd Gurley ends up in Tampa. Who knows?
Maybe Antonio Brown.
That would surprise me. But Tom Brady loves him, so you never know. Obviously, Tom Brady didn't have the best season last year, but I still think this is a huge upgrade from Jameis Winston. I cannot wait to see him play in a Tampa Bay jersey because that's going to look incredibly awkward.
So we had 24 touchdowns last year, 8 interceptions, and 4,057 yards. So we want you to be Nostradamus here and predict Tom Brady's 2020 stats. So let me know how many touchdowns you think he's going to have. Let me know how many yards you think he's going to have. And let me know how many interceptions that the GOAT is going to throw in 2020. We can give some shout-outs here to the people that come on the show. We got Quentin. We got Chucky Bourne, Apex Amaret. Appreciate everyone watching. Project Tom Brady's 2020 stats. Let's go to another winner here, the Los Angeles Chargers. And I remember you and I, we both looked at each other and we said, I cannot believe that they got Chris Harris for 2 years, $20 million.
And it's up to $20 million. It's $17.5 million with a $2.5 million in incentives. It's the steal of free agency. I mean, it's the best contract best value contract that's happened. You add a good tackle in Brian Bulaga. Linval Joseph is a good defensive tackle. They're loaded throughout this roster, Mitch, except for quarterback. Is Tyrod Taylor the guy? Do they go after a Cam Newton? Does a rookie start? I don't know, but if they get above average quarterback play, there's no reason why this team can't contend at the highest level.
But now we have a special deal that I want to bring attention to, chatsports.com/jersey deal. If you need a new NFL jersey, if you want a new NFL jersey, we found these unbelievable Nike jerseys because their price dropped under $80. So you can see on screen $79.99. We'll put the link in the chat. We'll put the link in the description because if for some reason you don't remember chatsports.com/jersey deal, we got you taken care of. If you had to get a new jersey, okay? If you had to get a new jersey, you can't say one that you've already said before in the past 2 days.
So I can't go DeAndre Hopkins Cardinals jersey?
Correct.
Okay.
Got to get me a new jersey. If you all had to
man.
get a new jersey, who would you get? Who would you get?
Who would you get? Because now I got to think about it.
Now you got to think about it.
I got to think about it.
Saquon Barkley. Big Saquon Barkley fan. Penn Stater. That's who I would go out and
I
get.
feel like you've said that before.
I've said Saquon before.
Randall Cobb, Texans jersey. Who says no?
Chris Godwin, number 12, will replace it. Put Brady on the back.
There you go. That's a good one.
No, I would never.
Nick Foles, Bears jersey.
I would
How about
never.
that?
I'm seeing a lot of Julio Jones in there. Maybe if you're a Dolphins fan, you go get a Dolphins jersey. But speaking of Miami, they're a winner. Good for Miami, man. Good for Miami.
They kept spending, and I like most of the deals they've pulled off. You know, you get Byron Jones, the best cornerback on the market. You sign Shaq Lawson and Kyle Van Noy. Emmanuel Ogbah comes in as well. He can help rush the passer. Don't love the Eric Flowers signing, but he's a starting caliber guard at least. Jordan Howard. It'd be interesting to see if they're in the Todd Gurley mix to get another running back there to help replace Kenyon Drake, who they traded last year. And maybe the biggest part of this is they don't have to face Tom Brady twice a year anymore.
Right. I mean, Tom Brady has won the AFC East 17 times. I also really want to make note, though, of the Kyle Van Noy deal. It was 4 years, 51, a solid player there. You saw the Dolphins bring in also some players that used to play for the New England Patriots. Yep. Don't be surprised if the Patriots are one of the worst teams in that division. I'm just saying. So now we got biggest free agency winners so far. So throw it in the comments. If you watch this video live on YouTube or on Facebook, who do you think is the biggest free agency winner so far? Your vote, Harrison?
It's tough. I still got to go the Cardinals. The Bucs are close for me because anytime you can get an icon like Tom Brady to come lead your franchise, even if it's only for a year or two.
I believe their ticket sales have already gone up 15%.
That ownership might be the biggest winners, the Bucs ownership. But in terms of on the field, I will go with the Cardinals.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go with the Cardinals as well, getting DeAndre Hopkins. But if you're talking about just dollar bills and cents for that organization,
it's the Bucs, and it's not even close.
It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Time to get to the losers. And if you see a loser on screen, I want you to type L. So everyone, you better spam L for the Houston Texans. Bill O'Brien fired. LF. Oh, my Lord.
It's just one of – every time I see the trade, I still can't believe it. I mean, it's literally one of the worst trades in sports history. Not just NFL history, sports history. You take on a bad running back who's owed more than $11 million, and you only get a second-round pick for the best receiver in the NFL.
Right.
Who does that?
Not only that, DeAndre Hopkins is such an icon for the city of Houston, but he's also just such like a class act. I mean, you're dealing right now in the NFL where you got divas like AB. OBJ's not afraid to speak his mind either. Stephon Diggs is doing everything he can to possibly get traded. And then there was the whole, report that came out about Bill O'Brien comparing DeAndre Hopkins to Aaron Hernandez. And what does DeAndre Hopkins do? Tweets and kind of smashes the room.
Yeah, he basically says,
class
guys,
act.
Not a big deal. I'm moving on. I'm excited to go play in Arizona.
DeAndre Hopkins is an absolute class act. So this was a horrible trade, but this is a really cool question. Who's going to have more wins in 2020? Type T for Texans or type C for Cardinals?
I appreciate that you think it's a cool question. I thought really hard about it.
I can't tell if you're serious.
It's tough because the Texans division is much more manageable still.
Agreed.
But the Cardinals got a lot better. I'll probably still type T for Texans because Deshaun Watson, I believe in him that much. And we'll get some shout-outs going for you guys as well. So type T or C. Got a lot of coming in. It seems pretty split, by the way, Mitch. I'll type my T for Texans, but I think they're going to be a very similar base team in terms of wins and losses.
Michael Corley agrees with you. Daniel Nearson agrees with you. Ozzie Cooley. E. Walls, but he's going to go. E. Walls is going to type C. Kevin Otto type C. Shelley type C. Travis. Bucs are winning it all this year. Oh, boy. Type T for Texans, or you could type C for Cardinals. Let's go to the next loser here. It's the Los Angeles Rams, and they are losing pieces left and right.
Yeah, they cut Todd Gurley and Clay Matthews, and that was about the 5th and 6th starters they lost, Mitch. Corey Littleton, see ya. He's out in Vegas. Dante Fowler, he's hanging out in Atlanta. Michael Brockers is gone as well. They signed Andrew Whitworth to a 3-year deal, even though he's 38 years old. And then they gave Leonard Floyd $10 million with incentives up to $13 million. The Bears were like, get this guy out of town, and they just gave him $10 million. I like the Rams. I like how aggressive they are. I don't know what they're doing this offseason.
It doesn't make a lot of sense. Now, not that I totally disagree with them letting Todd Gurley go.
Yeah, I actually don't hate this part of it.
It's just one of those things. You're paying a player who's not going to be on your team a lot of money, and I get what he's done in the past. I think, 2 years ago, probably the best running back in the NFL, but those knee injuries are really, really starting to rack up on him. So Harrison's going to make a video coming up, tomorrow, I believe, And we want to know where you think Todd Gurley's going to play. He's going to tell you where he's going to play.
Yeah, I'll have my top 5 Gurley destinations, so be on the lookout for that. But we want to ask you guys right now, where do you think Todd Gurley will play in 2020?
Minnesota Vikings.
I still feel like a loser. It's okay. Yeah, look, I mean, they were somewhat cap-strapped. Some of this was inevitable, but extending Kirk Cousins was not. They could have played 2020 out and see what happens. Instead, they extend him for 2 years and $66 million, which is a lot of money, although he is coming off a pretty good season. Trade away Stephon Diggs. I mean, I don't know.
mind the trade for Diggs because you did get a lot in return.
What's the identity of this team now? Like,
yeah, that's the question.
Are you building around Cousins? Like, I just don't know. I believe in Mike Zimmer. He's a great defensive mind, but when you lose like 5 legitimate starters, it's tough, man. They're going to have to draft extremely, extremely well.
Plus, they only placed a second-round tender on Anthony Harris. If I'm an NFL team, I am going after Anthony Harris for only a mid-round tender. All right, next loser coming in, it's the New York Giants, and Dave Gettleman, they're just overpaying players. I like James Bradbury, but for 3 years, $45 million, a little bit too steep for me. Blake Martinez, I mean, you're paying him 3 years, $30 million.
You won't find more empty stats than Blake Martinez.
Over 140 tackles in 3 straight years, but I'm telling you right now, not a very good linebacker. Then Kyle Fackrell, and then the one that really confused me, Leonard Williams tagging him.
Find you someone who loves interior defensive linemen as much as Dave Gettleman does.
It's like Jameis Winston in tight end. So, New York Giants, they're a loser. Also, you got to put the New England Patriots as a loser. You lost the face of your franchise in Tom Brady.
Yeah, I mean, look, great things come to an end. We know that. But when you lose maybe the greatest quarterback, probably the greatest quarterback of all time, it's going to hurt, even if he's already declined. We mentioned earlier with the Bucs, like, their ticket sales are going to go down. The Patriots are. Like, it's just inevitable. And then on the field, look, they've gotten rid of a lot of players. This is probably not going to be a great year for the Patriots. That's just the reality.
Which is kind of crazy to say. And I know Tom Brady, there's a reason why they call him the GOAT, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that have Tom Brady jerseys. If you need a new jersey, you can see below the link, chatsports.com/jersey deal. You can get NFL jerseys under $80. If for some reason that you forget what the link is, we'll put it in the comments and we'll put it in the description below. Go get yourself a new jersey, chatsports.com/jersey deal. So how about this question, Harrison? Who's going to replace Tom Brady? Because I think that's the multi-million-dollar question. Who's going to be the next quarterback of the Patriots?
I mean, they're getting rid of everybody, which almost makes me think they're just going to roll with Jarrett Stidham next year. As crazy as that sounds. But, like, why would you go spend big on, like, Jameis Winston if you're getting rid of all your players?
Well, you could go out and trade for a player, could draft a player. Luckily for you,
out there. I mean,
we already made a video on the top quarterbacks to replace Tom Brady. Now, you're never going to actually, like, replace Brady. If you try, I don't think it's going to work out.
Yeah.
But who's going to be the next quarterback of the Patriots is this video. We ranked the top 6 quarterbacks most likely. There's quarterbacks from the draft, quarterbacks from free agency. There's actually also a few quarterbacks in there that you might have to trade for. We'll do a quick little recap here for y'all. We got the Cardinals, we got the Browns, the Buccaneers, Chargers, and Dolphins. Out of this list, Harrison, how about I want you to rank them. If you had to rank them, who would it be?
I think the Cardinals and the Bucs are the top 2 here.
Okay.
I like what the other 3 teams have done, but if I had to go top 2, I'd go Cardinals, Bucs.
Okay, I'm actually with you there. Cardinals, Bucs. Then I might actually throw in the Browns as well. How about some losers? We got the Texans, the Rams, Vikings, Giants, Pats. Who's the biggest loser here?
Well, we should be asking who's the biggest loser besides the Texans because they're on their own level. I'm going to go Patriots because you can't – the impact of losing a guy like Tom Brady is immeasurable. I truly believe that. It's going to.
If you had to measure it,
it's going to take.
Can't measure it.
If you super chat $100, I'll tell you what that measurement would be.
No. So here are the free agency losers: Texans, Rams, Vikings, Giants, Patriots. If you disagree with us, let us know in the comments section on YouTube.